What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. Okay, before I even begin and pretend to lead you on that spiritual awakening looks one way or another way, I'll just be upfront with the punchline, so I'm not misleading even in the slightest bit about what the answer is. Spiritual awakening looks different for everyone. And even in this, I will upset a few people because people want to think that spiritual awakening looks a specific type of way. They want to claim that they have figured out how it looks and will lead you to it. That with them, you can attain what they have. But let me be upfront and honest with you. There is no objective measure of being awakened. It is a personal endeavor. And if you stick with me, you might walk away with being able to gauge your own awakening and credit yourself with work you might not even have known to acknowledge. And one last note as part of my preamble before I begin. I am not an authority on spiritual awakenings either. Just like all the other people who claim to tell you what it is, I don't know any more or any less than them. This is just my speculation. It makes the most sense to me. And that's all I can do is find the truth in highest order. And if the future reveals one that's better than my current working theory, you can be sure that you'll hear about it from me. But here's what I currently think. Spiritual awakening is a personal thing. It's the way that you need to awaken from whatever it is that bound up your spirit. There is no universal form of spiritual awakening. And this should simmer your frustration because you will not find other people that have gone through the unique experience of awakening that you have. Because what you had to awaken from was uniquely different than another person who also needed to spiritually awaken in their own way. And yes, regardless of the differences, it is still the work of the spirit, the everlasting detached from the human binds part of you that awakens you. It is still the work of this spirit to awaken you. So sure, no matter the differences in yours and my awakening, it can still be labeled a spiritual awakening. But there is no such thing as a spiritual awakening. There are spiritual awakenings, in each unique way that match the magnitude of your binds. So whatever it is that you had to, or whatever it is that you felt you were bound by, that you were stuck in, and most likely you're not even consciously aware of what binds you unless you have awakened from it. When you break free from that, that is your spiritual awakening. What you felt or didn't even know to be things that bind you. When you break free from that, that is your spiritual awakening. There's no other awakenings outside of your own personal endeavor to spiritually awaken from those parts of you that bind you. When you awaken, it is because the thing that gripped you was so uniquely you that it was gripping. It had its own unique ways of knowing which parts of you to grip, which parts of you hurt, which were vulnerable and yearned for safety. The grip is completely different on each of us. It could be possible that the gripper, the thing that grips, has outside names that we all recognize. You may be able to relate to someone else who was gripped by the same thing, gripped by people pleasing, gripped by abandonment issues, gripped by similar ailments and fears. You guys have now found maybe common ground on the outside names of the things that gripped you. But the way it gripped you, The gripper, yeah, the same. But the places it needed to hold you to grip was completely different than the places it needed to hold somebody else to grip. Gripping you the same way it gripped somebody else would not touch the same soft spots. It is this that you awaken from, this unique grip that it has on you, and the process of it ungripping. The unraveling of this thread charts its own path through the very personal knots that you have created in your own binds. So spiritual awakening doesn't look the same for you as it does for me. We might end up in the same place, free from the delusions of our minds. We might be able to have created the distance from the stories that inhabited us before, that possessed us. We might now be able to feel through life as someone who can observe through our thoughts instead of identifying with them, awakening from them. But the enthusiasm that you will have for your own awakening will be sourced from its own very unique place for you. It will be feeling free from that very particular thing that had its hold on you. And honestly, spiritual awakening, it's less about a place to arrive and says a lot more about the place you came from. The thing that gripped you, and by way which it did, to the strength and magnitude that it did, it was the detachment from that that benefited you most. It's less about where you arrived, more about the place you left behind. That's what you cherish. That's what you recognize as different, as growth, as awakening. So what does spiritual awakening look like? Like no one else's. Like a path you carved through. An untethered, unfettered, unbound future. Custom made just for you. I love you, family. Stay true always. I'll see you on the next show.